Hello and welcome to the Torch Snuffers podcast, where we are podcasting for Survivor Ghost Island, the finale episode and reunion. I guess partial reunion because it only was like 30 minutes long, 15 if you count that ridiculous Kevin Hart promo, but whatever. Who's counting it? Oh, wait, we were complaining. It's fine. With me is my spectacular panel. We've got Alex Cash.
Hi.
Ben Mealy.
Hi, friends.
And Stephen Lehman.
Hello.
Hi, guys. So welcome to our finale. Just in case 3 hours of Survivor wasn't enough for us crazy fans, we're now going to talk about it further. Yay! And what a finale it was. We had a lot of feels about the final three, and then the final two that got votes and the winner. Stephen, walk us through what you were predicting and then feeling.
So with the final three, I would say I had a brain, heart, gut list. So my brain said Wendell. My heart was hoping it was Laurel or Wendell, and then my gut was like Dominic, because I was like, for those of you who don't remember American Idol, they always have the white guy with the guitar win. Now I feel like with Survivor, it's become BCFM, the blue collar family man. Like we've had Tony, Mike, Jeremy, Ben. God, that was a lot. But like I was like, okay, like Dominic, and he's getting this at it, so he's winning. And then he didn't, so I was kind of happy. I was like, oh, I'm pleasantly surprised. Like Dominic's okay, but I love Wendell, so I'm so happy with Wendell.
Yeah, I know. I kind of thought that Dominic was like a poor man's Tony, which we've already had a poor man's Tony win. Although I don't remember who that was or who we is that as. It's fine. But so I was very, very excited for a Wendell win as well. I felt the same as Steven. I was like, oh my God, I just feel like Dominic is going to win. And while I personally thought that all three of them absolutely deserved to be there, and I was super happy with the final three, which I really don't remember the last time in Survivor that I felt that way. My thought was that if Dominic won, it would kind of lessen the wonderfulness of the final three for me. But I don't know. That's just me. Alex?
Yeah, this like I enjoyed the final three because there were legit reasons to vote for all of them. And not only that, this was the first time in ages where I honestly didn't know who was going to win until like they started reading votes. That like because typically like as the seasons have gone on, they like to make it so that you really understand who's going to win and the reasons why they're winning versus the reason the other people are losing when you go into tribal council. This was a complete toss-up. Like I cannot remember having watched live, and I like that it went to my fave out of the three, or at least my fave out of the two that had a realistic shot.
Yeah, Ben, I saw you nodding along with Alex there.
I totally like, I feel like Survivor's done a great job of like really evolving and like really like being better about, I feel like old Survivor fans from like many seasons were very adaptive to knowing like what was going on season by season, episode by episode. There was this feeling of predictability, and I feel like Survivor like has evolved and gotten to a place where like it's really satisfying us all, and even like us like super fans that are watching week by week can't really predict everything that is going to happen week by week. And I think that's like you have to applaud them for like 36, 37 seasons in. They're really keeping us captivated and not letting us know what's happening week by week, because that's the most important part with a game like Survivor, for it to be unpredictable and have the strategy really trump like predictability. So like that's like I'm just impressed that they're continuously able to evolve themselves so that we're not complacent with like the game of Survivor. And that's also a testament to the players that they're casting because they're more adept to knowing what the game of Survivor is.
Yeah, yeah, sure. I like that it's unpredictable. I just wish that, you know, we could have like fewer than 4 out of the final 10 be not invisible. You know?
Alex, you want to see all of the Survivor players that were cast? I don't understand. Like reasons why
the ratio has gotten better, Alex.
out of like thousands and hundreds of thousands, I don't know. I don't understand why.
I don't think the ratio has especially been that good this season. Like it reminded me of like Kara Moen.
Yeah.
In terms of just like half the people making the finale just being like, oh, they're there.
Yeah. Just sort
I
of,
think there's only 3 in Biz on the jury, though,
just sort
which
of,
is a testament to the jury.
yeah. To sort of piggyback on what Alex said, like when we were talking, when Probst was doing his like finale recap for the night, it's like Angela could be a swing vote. Since when? Like she's been invisible for like 4 episodes. Like since when? Like Sebastian can like play the game. Since when? Like what if he's played with his heart this entire game? Really? Are we sure he hasn't been playing with like his, I don't know, his high mind because he was probably like, God bless him.
You pulled off a way to pull that off on Survivor. Let's be real.
Like, for example, with Angela, like, just one gripe I have about the editing is that, like, Angela was very clearly that could have been a character they could have utilized a lot better. Like, military veteran mom who America can relate to because she's, like, serving her country, serving her family, always on the outs, like, always persevering, only to get to the final 4 and get, like, booted out by a fire challenge. And instead we get that. Like, I don't know what I qualify her edit as because, like, to me, she is the weirdest final juror edit since, like, Christina Cha, who I love dearly, but it's just like storyline wise, it doesn't make sense. It's just like, it's just like the editor's like, oh shit, she got bored. We have to think of something quick. Donathan was good. I will say justice for Chelsea because, like, who is she?
One confessional after the merge. 1 total.
Done. E to the M to the T.
Oh, right, she's an EMT. See, I couldn't even say that.
Yeah, she immediately came to my mind when you guys were talking about invisible edits, and then I was like, but how did she come to my mind? Because how did I know who she was?
I think that, like, the one area that they still need to improve on is, like, they have a good 43, 46 minutes of episode. They can develop more characters than they're able to do than they're doing right now. Like, I feel like you think of Sebastian, you think of Jenna, you think of Chelsea. Those are characters that were on your screen for like 10 episodes, and like they were involved in a lot of the stuff, and like they like that is one major, like that is an editing gripe. Like they could have done just a little bit more to make you more invested and like made it more captivating. But I feel like overall they did a great job with making the main players of the season be at the forefront and really keeping them at the forefront of what your mind was thinking about what they were going to do, which I appreciate that they did, because like out of the top, like Sebastian and Angela aside, like you knew that was going to be the big like culmination of the season was Dominic and Wendell going against Laurel and Jonathan, and like what was going to happen with the finale in that.
Okay, so Ben, I'll give you like, oh yeah, it would have been cool to see more of like Jenna, because she had like great facial expressions when she was a kid, like that expressed more than we ever saw like when she was speaking or like existed on, the island. And Chelsea, just because like, sure, I mean, she might be cool. Sebastian, however, I feel like we got to know him pretty well, and he was extraordinarily creepy. Like, when he wasn't like angered that like someone might be attracted to him but then might spurn him and therefore like he might vote them out like early on, to when his sister came out and I got incest vibes. Like I had a lot of Sebastian, what his sister said, and I just didn't need any more.
He's a giggly, wiggly, happy piece of Laffy Taffy. And some people just aren't able to handle that.
Like me.
Right, me neither.
Bro, I'm jumping on that.
Oh my god. Wait, Steven, what?
They're dating. That's the joke.
Wait, what?
Jenna and Sebastian are dating.
Okay, good to know.
I made the joke that Jenna gets a lot of Sebastian now too. The joke is because they're dating. So.
You
As
know,
my girl Jenna
did look eerily similar to his sister. They're both attractive blondes.
As my girl Tatiana likes to say, choices.
Oh, good lord. Oh, that is so intriguing. I'm truly speechless. Cool. Well, gotta love Survivor, and you gotta love Survivor love. And I'm being told that there's more couples that have emerged from this, because I don't know anything. Because I don't do spoilers.
Yeah, allegedly Michael and Libby, and then Bradley and Kellen. The latter of which I'm kind of a fan of, because Bradley. But like,
oh my god, was Bradley like that stronger, like?
No, Bradley was the Brad.
Brad?
That was Brandon. Bradley is Chop Chop.
You guys have dirt. Like, he's kind of gripey, kind of whiny. He got voted out right before the merge.
Slightly elitist.
You know, I think
I cannot get over the fact that Bradley like actually did the chop and pointed at something.
Oh, so good.
Okay. So this is reminding me that yet again we had a like a reunion episode where the jury wasn't even, I think, on screen.
I don't even think Stephanie was. I don't even think Stephanie was there.
I literally don't.
There were only 19 people sitting there. I noticed.
Yeah, I think Stephanie was the one who wasn't there. Stephanie Johnson, the one that.
Okay.
Wait, the lovable mom?
Wasn't? Yeah, I don't think she was there.
Huh.
So.
But I don't know. How do you guys feel about that? Because I mean, I think that every single person on the cast that was competing for Survivor, like, yeah, they might not have made the biggest splash, but like they were what literally made the season what it was. They shaped it, and so I feel like everyone deserves to at least get the recognition of being like, and here are all of the Ghost Island players.
Right.
You know?
Like, at least have them wave high.
Yeah.
Or like ask them like a 2-word question, like, what did you learn from this? Or,
okay, Steven, let's not get crazy.
I think that's asking a little much, actually. Just have them wave high.
I mean, we did see like Jeff Probst like cut Chris off when he started talking about MS for too long. So clearly they had like shit to do in this 30-minute reunion. But I don't know. We've seen that the finale has crept further and further and further into the reunion, which I think I would be a fan of if not for like the 15-minute plug of Kevin Hart's new show, because that was half of the time we had. What are your thoughts? Were you cool to just, let the show speak for itself with the dramatic vote reading at the final tribal, or what did you think?
I think that it was a victim of circumstance, because like whether you liked it or not, you had to play a finale off of the fact that you had one vote for the live finale. So like that's something I needed to consider. But like at the same time, they like basically bartered off half of the entire time that they were going to be able to process the season and gave it to Kevin Hart. And I would think that like at this point they would like respect Survivor for the franchise that it is, and not like have it be cut off and like utilized as a promotion tactic for another show that like quite honestly doesn't even look impressive at all. So I mean, like that's like the major gripe is like I feel like they're pushing off like something that like CBS has like used it as a cornerstone for the last 15 years for something that's like really cheap and like for the moment.
Yeah, for me, like, if the reunion is just going to be like 15 minutes of reflecting on the season, 15 minutes of like cross promoting Kevin Hart, like I will take a shorter reunion because I know it's going to be not great. So I'll take an extended finale if that's the trade off.
Yeah, I'm confused as to why the reunion has gotten like significantly less and less good as a thing, just because like Jeff still wants his talk show. Like he has like 20, or in this case 19, potential interview subjects for his talk show sitting right there. He does not have to go out into the audience to have his talk show. He does not have to bring Kevin Hart to have
speaking of going on the audience, did we ever we never cut back to that random girl, right? To see if
No, she voted Wendell.
Oh, okay. I
And she should have.
Just like Laurel. And speaking of Wendell, let's chat about our winner a little more, because he hasn't completely got his, I feel like, moment in the sun from us. But I'm so Team Wendell. He was such a strong player. He was smart. He was cool-headed when he needed to be. He was passionate when he needed to be. And I'm just all around just very, very happy with him as our winner for this season.
Like the thing that impressed me the most about his like TV character was that like there are so many people that I see on reality TV where it's like that's a very entertaining person, and also they would be hell to live with in real life. What Wendell was like good enough TV that I didn't mind that he took probably more than his fair share of the edit, but also just exuded decency and being like a swell guy. And that's a hard balance to strike.
Yeah, to sort of piggyback off of that, I thought Wendell was a great winner. Like, I don't know if I put him in like my like supreme upper echelon tier of winners, but like maybe like a step below that, because I definitely really like him. He was good TV, and I mean he was a quality winner. I mean, of course, anyone who wins is, but you know, that's all you can ask for in a season like this, is that after this long slog of post Chris Noble, you get a really good winner.
Yes, thank God. What was I gonna say? I don't know. Moving on though. So for me, before the tied votes were read, before Jeff, indicated that it was just Dom and Wendell in the running, I didn't think that Wendell was gonna win, based just on the final tribal council. And I don't know if it was because of, it sounds silly, but like the way he was sitting, it wasn't like it kind of, I don't know, he was just more hunched and like lower, and he wasn't exuding that kind of like winner confidence in his like non-verbal communication. And we didn't see like completely strong, like as strong of an argument from him for himself as I think he deserved to give himself. So was that just me, or did you guys feel that way too?
Yeah, like when we had like the show of hands as to like who brought you into the Dom and Wendell thing, I thought that was the nail in the coffin right there. Like I thought that especially since Michael was trying to be the next David Murphy and just like try to like railroad the whole jury into voting the way that he wanted to. Just I thought that as soon as the discussion turned to like who was the one actually bringing the people into the alliances, I thought that that was the last straw, and I did not. I expected it to be like 7-3, not like 5-5. So, yeah.
Yeah. I thought Wendell had the better points, but I thought Dom articulated his better, if that makes sense. Like I thought Wendell like had the stronger case overall, but Dominic was able to get his stuff out there, and that might just have been because he's more like brash, loud, out. He's not afraid to say what he says. But I think Wendell. I mean, I thought he still put his case up really well, and not to even discredit Laurel, I thought Laurel really articulated herself as well as she could have given the parameters. Because I mean, like, she's not wrong when people say like, "Well, why didn't you make a move?" Well, because you're going to be on the bottom of that group anyway. So it's like, why not go with people who at least give you a shot? You know. So I don't know. I think they all did decently well though at that speeches.
Yeah, I completely agree. Very happy with the final three. Very happy with young Donathan, who was called up on stage and was so precious and got a special surprise that a certain someone may or may not have predicted on our before it happened.
So I was just putzing around about this finale earlier this afternoon. And I had a flashback to when Sia rushed the stage from Co-Wrong and was like, "Hey, I'm giving Ty like X amount of money because he supports animals." And I was like, you know, like maybe this finale will be zhuzhed up. Like maybe Sia will run on stage and give Donathan like 100K or something, and then like Probst
Which
brings
he
Donathan
said
out.
in our group chat.
Yeah, I said it in a group
This
chat.
was at 12:40 p.m.
Like,
Central Time. I have the receipts.
Let's be clear. This was at like noon or 1 Eastern Central Time, and I was just like, what if Sia like gives gives money to Donathan, and Probst like after Donathan comes on stage, I'm like, oh, it's just a normal interview, whatever, and he's like, so actually we have a surprise for you, and then he said Sia, and I just about lost my damn mind. Like, I was so fucking happy.
And then you blacked out and you have no idea what happened. Let me tell you, Sia gave him $10,000.
He's gonna be swinging from the chandelier.
Yeah, no, Steven's on a streak with calling things. He called that Sia was going to give Donathan money. He called the 550 vote split.
Well, when I saw them doing like the revealed 2-2, I was like, oh, well, because they also didn't show Donathan vote for Laurel, because that's why I figured she didn't get any votes. Because I was like, Donathan, if Laurel gets any votes, she's gonna at least go into Donathan. And
no.
So.
I don't know. Also, Steven won HQ today.
Yeah, I won 874. Great day, and the Capitals made it to the Stanley Cup. So, like, that's gonna be really dated, but.
But I don't know, and now we're all together, so it's truly a great day. And what we are now looking forward to after a little bit of a break is the next season of Survivor. We've got the Davids versus the Goliaths.
And that is actually what their tribes are going to be named. Like, it has it on, like, the flags. Yeah. So...
Yes, they are. Which will be great for me to actually remember the tribe names, because I literally never do that. So this is going to be fantastic. But what are you guys feeling about this season 37 of Survivor?
I'm intrigued by it because like they can go the very obvious route of like having all the like advantage people. Like I'm hopeful about it. Like they're not just gonna be stupid and just put all the brawny and like entitled people there, and they're literally gonna make it somewhat interesting to watch the dynamics of the tribe that they're separating it that way, because I'm hoping to see a scrappy like David tribe.
Otherwise we're just gonna see a complete decimation of the David tribe. And
like I want to see it like not something that's easily obvious. Like we just want another renaming of like Bronze versus Brains. Like that's why I hope that it's not that, because like that's just too simplistic for this far into Survivor.
I want a Goliath to win just because it will fuck with Probst.
I want Johnny Mundo to win so badly in the humanity of the world. You don't even know.
So, since we're talking about the David vs. Goliath cast members that have been promoted, I would just like to give a shout out to my future queen of season 37. I don't care how long she lasts, but I'm supporting Natalie because everything she does exudes power. What an incredible reality television quote. Another person that reminded me of is Tiffany New York Pollard. Just like the quote and the vernacular of it, like she's just so powerful. She exudes power, and I'm ready for Natalie. to Natalie for her to not reverse the curse or break the streak of all Natalie's making Final Four and Survivor. So please, God, please let her do it.
So Steven is here for Natalie. I'm here for the season as a whole.
Yep.
I really like the theme, but I like it because you have these players that come into it looking like David's, and the one that like springs to mind is Sandra. She was like, she's famous for being like, as long as it ain't me, kind of just, you know, playing this game of seeming like she's just in the background and out of control. But she has risen up as such a Goliath of Survivor lore, and it's so cool to see that like true quote unquote like Goliaths can take different forms and different shapes and have different strengths. So I think it's going to be really cool to see kind of what is brought out in people and what is emphasized in people. And again, I hope it's really not just a poor man's brawn versus brain, or maybe a rich man's brawn versus brain, because brawn versus brains kind of sucked.
Yeah, it seems like this is like almost a rehash of blue collar versus white collar, just there's no collar.
You know, that's what I was thinking in my head as I said brains versus brawn. I was actually thinking of like Michael and all those other people, so that was cool. Or the tall one that won that season.
Tall one.
The one that ate the scorpion.
Mike.
There we go.
Doing Texas proud.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, I think that pretty much wraps things up, unless anyone has any last thoughts or stands.
I just want to say that I hope Sebastian uses his consolation prize to get some of the finest kush. And I hope he's able to smoke weed every day like he so desperately was able to on the island. God bless Seabass and his grimy self. I love him. What a oddball.
I loved that he did like an actual like Alec impression at jury where it's just like like didn't go full Alec. Alec is more like
Yes.
All right, and on that lovely note, we leave you all until the next season. We will be back in full force, unlike this season. It will be great. We will not see your faces. We will see our own faces as we podcast next season, and then you will see our faces, and it will be great. So until next season, it's been real.